The spring air some 22 miles behind the front lines was crisp and clear. Even here, far from the mud and misery of the trenches, the muffled chorus of artillery fire was carried by the wind. The squadron commander, Jamie Eaton, hunched over a small table with a map of northern France spread across it. His voice was steady as he traced our route across enemy trenches and into Hun country. I closely listened in, all while suppressing my nausea which was brewing. Today would be my first flight over the front lines. I'd gotten most of my flying hours over the English Channel, searching for U-boats and the like, not seeing much in the way of Hun aircraft. Most of my time in the air had been spent chasing ghosts. We would occasionally spot the odd German machine now and again, but could never get close enough to engage them in our old BE-2. Everything was going to change with my transfer to 3 Squadron, Royal Navy Air Service, stationed at Mérieux, France. This was just a hop and a skip away from Arras, a section of the front that was currently undergoing a preliminary bombardment, which would expend well over 2.5 million shells. The Germans must be getting pulverized over there, I thought. Surely this is going to be the offensive that will break their lines. This is the sector that we are to fly over, and it seems the skies above Arras are going to be our home for the foreseeable future. No one yet realized this would be one of the most grueling months for the squadron, and British flyers as a whole, to date. My Sopwith pup was wheeled out onto the field and was waiting for me, along with 11 other pups, a magnificent sight. I slid into the cockpit, and one by one, the machines lifted off, destined for the skies over Arras. Hello everybody, Wolfpack here, and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. Today we are starting a series in Wings Over Flanders Field. We find ourselves flying with the Royal Navy Air Service in a Sopwith pup. Today we are heading over to the German side of the lines. It is April 2nd, 1917. We look at our map, we are heading over there and we are patrolling near Linz and Douai. So it should be rather interesting. Lots of anti-aircraft fire, I suspect. And I'm sure the Germans will not be too happy that we are patrolling on their side of the lines. Wings Over Flanders Fields is a relatively old game. It is still being developed. As a matter of fact, their latest expansion, The Last Hurrah, came out maybe about a month ago as of recording this. But the game is built on the Combat Flight Simulator 3 engine, which is pretty darn old. However, the engine has been modified so much that it hardly resembles Microsoft Combat Flight Simulator. Regardless, I have a lot of buildup on my goggles at the moment. That is going to get a little annoying here as we proceed and have to fight. This game has an outstanding career mode though that I am excited to show off. The AI is also rather intelligent and is pretty fun to fly and fight against. The AI will also play to their historical strengths, so we are proceeding into German territory, and historically the Germans were relatively defensive with their aircraft, only engaging Entente aircraft whenever they cross into German lines. So that is partially why I suspect we are going to see some action in this sortie. I did say it is April 2nd, 1917. Some of you folks may recognize that month. That is what is known as Bloody April. So we are going to try to survive the month, and hopefully we will get ourselves into a Sopwith triplane, which is already being rolled out to Royal Naval Air Service squadrons. Sopwith actually had a contract with the Royal Navy, so they got some of those cutting-edge aircraft first. We are going to have to survive, though. And the lifespan of a RFC pilot dropped and it was about 2 weeks at this point in the war, which is not a long time at all. We will see if we can make it in our little pup, which is outclassed by the albatrosses and such we are going to be fighting against. I mean, one of the big differences you can already see is firepower. The pup only has one forward-firing Vickers gun. The albatross has 2. Wings over Flanders Fields also has a vast array of aircraft in the game, so we're probably going to see some rather unique machines out and about. Anywho, what's our current altitude? We are flying relatively low, only at about Angel 7 at the moment. Well, I think we're probably going to stay at that altitude. We're about to hit our leg near Arras, where the big offensive is about to begin. We're pushing up to the northeast, heading towards Lens and Douai. It looks like there's quite a few factories, some rail yards over there, and some airfields that we know of. We are going to commence our turn here relatively soon. If we look off behind us, we can actually see A Flight is providing top cover. And they're a few thousand yards back and a couple hundred yards above us. They're probably operating at Angels 8 if I had to guess. And it does look like we are slowly making our turn here. Have we hit that leg? Yeah, we are just about to. Not a whole lot going on down there in no man's land right now as far as I can tell from this altitude. Not seeing any balloons or anything either. It's a pretty darn clear day, so visibility is unlimited. We should be able to spot any German machines closing in on us relatively early, I would hope. Now, as you may notice, Wings over Flanders Fields is a little bit dated in some ways. So actually capturing cinematic shots of, shooting aircraft and such is not going to be really feasible in this series like it is in, say, Flying Circus or IL-2. So just setting expectations there right off the bat. There's no track replay or anything like that. But I will try to do my best and make this a relatively cinematic experience. Okay, we are commencing our right turn now. Turning into the mud. Not spotting anything out there, but it's only a matter of time. Alright, let's actually throttle up just a little bit. And I'm going to lean out my mixture a bit now that we have climbed up to altitude. Still hanging at around Angel 7 for this patrol. Yeah, no balloons, which is kind of surprising. It looks like A Flight is following suit. Lots of aircraft out today. I'm sure the Germans are going to match those numbers or try to beat them. Looking down below in no man's land, it looks like we can see the artillery bombardment currently ongoing. There is a massive bombardment going on in the Arras sector in preparation for the upcoming offensive. That's probably why we are pushing into German territory as well. That is one of the very interesting things about Wings over Flanders Fields is the world very much feels alive compared to a lot of other flight simulators. You'll see big convoys and stuff moving around and artillery bombardments going on at their historical locations. It's like some other distant flashes way out there. And here we go. Here comes the Archie, which is going to be quite ruthless, I am sure. Okay. Here we go. Right in front. I'm going to wobble. Jeez, look at all that. I'm going to wobble around a little bit. I'm not as confident that I'm not going to get hit as some of those in my flight. This is a level of anti-aircraft all rather new to me. I'm sure these chaps in formation are pretty used to it at this point, and have accepted it's rather inaccurate, and if they get hit, they get hit. But yeah, I'm not going to be that stoic. Just look at all that. Now, the German flak is that deep, dark black color. The Entente flak is more of a gray color, and they had different chemical compositions. That's one pretty easy way to tell friendly flak from enemy flak or Archie. Yeah, I'm gonna keep wiggling around. Let's check down there. I'm sure the German airfields have been alerted, and pursuit aircraft are being scrambled. Okay, it looks like the Archie has died down a bit. There's one little dark spot over there that has been bombarded. I'm curious what happened down there. And also, very hard to see, there is an observation balloon down there. Well, I'm not going to split off and engage that. We have our orders. It also looks like it has been retracted. It's pretty low, so they're not doing a whole lot. They're not seeing much. Yeah, we're flying right over it now. Now, those balloons are incredibly defended. It is quite a dangerous mission attacking those. And it looks like A-Flight's starting to get their share of the anti-aircraft fire now. And it is magnificent seeing it from over here. That is a lot of Archie. And we're still experiencing it here. Yeah, Germans seem pretty well prepared, don't they? Jeez. It does look really good, though. The really bright flashes on the inside. I don't know. I am very impressed with Wings Over Flanders Fields for quite a few reasons, which is why I'm doing a series on it. I only started playing the game, a couple of months ago, off and on. And I was like, this is awesome. I can't believe I've just started to get into this. Yeah, checking above us, really. Do not want to get bounced. And now this is the scary part. If we get shot up, we have to try to fly all the way back to our side of the lines. Very, very risky mission. So we are going to play it relatively safe. Okay, I thought the anti-air was bad a little while ago. It's gotten a whole lot worse. Look at all of this. Okay, flight's already kind of breaking up a little bit. If it stops, we'll know enemy aircraft are right above us or right nearby. I mean, just, geez Louise. Okay, there's an airfield off to my 1 o'clock low. Yeah, keep our eyes on that. AAA dying down a little bit. Just a little bit though. Okay, we survived that. Okay, let me kind of swing around and try to reform here. My flight's formation, it's not as clean as it was earlier. They wanted us to patrol back here for around 20 minutes. Flight is making a left-hand turn here. We've hit our waypoint. Trying to stick with them. Okay. Alright, let me throttle up here. Unless they spotted something. Not seeing anything out there just yet. Let's take a look at our map. Where are we? Okay, near Douai. It's off, or 3 o'clock there. Alright, keep turning left. Anti-aircraft fire is pretty persistent. Not as heavy though now as it was a couple minutes ago. Things are lightening up now that we're pretty far behind German lines. Okay. Now, I do know our mission brief said to patrol this area for 20 some odd minutes. There's a flight, excuse me. They're about to make their turn as well. Okay, let me just swing back around and reform. There's an airfield right below us. Nothing's taken off. All's clear. Alright, swing around. Okay. Easy enough. Great, here we go. Check above us. Hello, hello. All good. Well, we've been patrolling around for quite a while, and I think this may be our final leg. We're heading back home. So far, nothing. Just a lot of anti-aircraft artillery. Nothing in the way of enemy aircraft. Let's take a look at the map here. And it looks like we're beginning our journey all the way back home. And we just got to fly through all of this anti-aircraft once more and come in for a nice landing. Okay. Sounds good. We'll see if we get caught on the way back, but I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to be okay. Still evading all of this anti-aircraft fire, though. Surprised all of this nonsense hasn't attracted anything. But we did come out in strength. That's a lot of Sopwith pups to contend with. All 12 of us. That's a lot of aircraft. I'd be afraid to engage as well. And that was pretty close. That one almost got me, I feel like. Okay, we'll keep wiggling around. Okay, flight is breaking. We're breaking in a rather dramatic fashion. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, that scared the heck out of me. Here we go. Okay, sticking with them. Look above us. Where's the sun? Right there. Brief check. Didn't see anything. Okay. Not seeing any enemy aircraft. Just a whole lot of anti-aircraft. Okay, what are we doing? Where are we going? They're diving down. Maybe? Ah, the joy of having no radios. Oh, we do have a rotary engine and this blip switch. Okay. Yeah, we're diving down. Okay, throttle back, start blipping. My friends down here have spotted something that they want to go after. I don't know about getting so low with all this anti-aircraft fire, but so be it. Okay, that's a pup right below us. We'll stick with him. 3 boys strafing. Okay, kick it around. Something's diving down real fast there. Look at that. Okay, something's here. Hello. Albatross. A red albatross. Here we go. Alright, get out of his way. Hello. Okay, they've shown up. Here they go. Let's try to shoot this guy down. He's engaging one of ours. Get the Vickers gun on him. Lined up. Alright, sticking on him. Try to stay on him like glue. Now, we don't want to get too low here. Okay, pull up. Definitely a little hard to aim. He's doing everything he can. to try to shake us. Someone's shoulder shooting me. I am breaking off. Okay. Another pup's breaking off. More pups are diving down on that alb. He is dragging us lower and lower where small arms fire is going to be able to engage us rather easily. Okay, let's reverse it on him. Swing around to the left. Lost him. Lots of pups. Where is he? There he is. This alb has gotten himself in a world of hurt, hasn't he? I'm also afraid of a collision here. Something to keep in mind. So many Sopwith pups just going after. Is he going in? No, he's not. He pulled out of that. Anti-aircraft fires all over the place. I find it hard to believe there is a single albatross here. A pup's going in. There was a pup spinning out of control. Yep. One crash. Two have crashed. That may have been a collision. Okay. This is starting to really not seem worth it. I've lost sight of the albatross. Okay, swing around. Where is he? Checking my sig. Okay, he's being shot at. There he is. Okay, avoiding a head-on collision here. And hopefully a collision with any of my friends. Here we go. Where'd he go? There he is. Light him up. I really find it hard to believe there's just one here. I'm trying to conserve my ammo. I had just heard something crash. Okay, something just exploded down there. Hopefully, that was that alb. Anti-aircraft has died down probably because their buddy was just wrapped up in this. I wonder... We'll see who that was here soon. Okay, we have a balloon off to 12. Another balloon back there. I'm gonna start climbing up. Not seeing any pups nearby. Are we really all alone? Has everyone left? Okay, I got something low flying down there. Briefly saw it. Okay, a couple of low-flying aircraft. Let me swing back around and reform with them. Okay, I found our pups forming up on them. Some aircraft wreckage up to 1 o'clock. That is a destroyed pup. Are these guys actually fighting something still? Come on, what are we doing here? The pup pulling up. Pup diving. It's almost like they're still fighting. I'm not seeing... Oh, they're shooting at something. Oh, this may be an albatross. Right in front of us. Is it? Hard to ID him. I don't think so. Checking our 6. Clear. Alright. This pup's diving in. Ah, look at that. Their albatross really low. Really, really low. I see him. Alright, let's close in on him. Let's light him up. I think he's wounded. Is this the same albatross as before? Bright red fuselage? I don't think so. Okay, opening fire on this guy. We're getting hits. Come on. Let's hammer the trigger. This is a different albatross. Pulling up and away. There he goes. He's turning aggressively. Is he going in? He's going in. He's caught fire. Crashed. There we go. Our first aerial victory. A wounded albatross. Anything else around here? That may have been another albatross. But we are probably low on ammunition. Pretty far behind enemy lines. I think it's time to run. Let's see what my flight thinks. There were more than one Albs that engaged us. Good to know. Anti-aircraft down here is pretty low. Look, something right there is shooting just directly at us. Alright, wiggle around. It's time to go. I think the flight's breaking up and heading back towards our side of the lines. And I'm going to start climbing to avoid this anti-air. Lots of fires out there. Honestly, I feel like a lot of pups were shot down. At least 3 of those burning wrecks over there have to be Sopwith pups, I think. Anyway, there's a pup right off my nose. I'm going to form up with this guy. And I need to find out his name so he can confirm my albatross kill. We're going to get up to him, turn the labels on, and see what his name is. And the whole claiming process in this game is pretty sweet, so. We have crossed into friendly lines. And wow, it feels good to finally be back over here and relatively safe. We aren't leaking fuel or anything like that, so we're going to try to make it all the way back to our home airfield over yonder. And just a straight shot, more or less. I did identify that pup near us. His name is Herbert, so we'll have him confirm our aerial victory for today. Flying near some friendly balloons, would you look at that? We should be pretty close to our airfield. Looking around for it. I'm not seeing it, which is not a good sign. Is that it? Little houses there. No, negative. No? Maybe? Looking at that little farm. Is it off to the left here? Yeah, I may need to climb up and figure out where the heck we are. This does seem relatively familiar. If we do land at the wrong airfield, that's okay. No harm, no foul, but I would like to land where we took off from. Let's take a look at the map. It's saying it should be somewhere off the nose. Yeah, well. Okay, maybe it's off to 11 o'clock there. Oh, geez, right here. How did I miss this? This is it. Yeah, those are pups on the ground. Hello. Okay, blind, apparently. That row of trees really kind of hid the airfield from the town, which was probably intentional, I'd imagine. Okay. Well, let's start using that blip switch. Slowing down a bit. See, this thing has been hit. And I can see the windsock down there. One pretty cool thing in this campaign, you can see those destroyed hangars there. Those will slowly be rebuilt, and if the hangars are blown up during a mission, they'll stay blown up in future missions and then get rebuilt. So the in-game world is rather persistent. Okay. Well, I lost contact with the other pups. We'll see who else is still alive here. Going around 60 miles per hour, we'll make this turn and come in for a landing, hopefully not destroying my plane. One thing I did notice, I have a couple of bullet holes here in my right wing. Not sure what got us. It may have been ground fire heading over the trenches. Okay, throttle up, don't stall. Don't stall. Last thing I want. Fall to our deaths. A couple of 100 yards away from the airfield. Okay, start blipping. Okay. There we go, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Going a little fast. Okay, perfect. Okay, okay, hit the ground. Bounce. 2, 3. Great. Alright, dig the tail skid into the dirt. Throttle up a little bit so we don't ground loop. And here we go. Home sweet home. Let's taxi over to one of the hangars. We will end the mission and we will see the campaign screen, which is pretty cool. And we'll claim all of our kills and all that good stuff. I wonder if we're the first ones back. I have a feeling that mission was a lot bloodier than I thought. We definitely had a couple of pups collide. And I think there were more than 2 albatrosses flying about, jumping us. Where there's one, there's definitely more. Okay. Here we go. This is fine. The ground crew can probably take it from here. Let's shut off that engine. There we go. All right, here we are. And hear the distant rumble of artillery fire. Sometimes you can hear the ground crew chattering, music playing in one of the hangars. Okay, it looks like there's an air raid siren going off as well, so something's going on somewhere. Well, nothing we can really do about that. Here we go, folks. Here is the squadron debrief for 3 Royal Navy Air Service. Total flight time was 94 minutes. And I did land on a friendly field. Congratulations on your claims. They will be investigated. Aircraft was moderately damaged. It'll take 2 days to repair. And work is going to commence immediately on this machine. Airfield has sustained heavy damage from enemy bombers. Repairs will commence as soon as possible. So that is all fantastic news. Let's see the details and claims. Okay, mortally wounded. We lost 1. Lightly wounded, shook up. I'm kind of surprised things went this well. Lightly wounded. Unknown. Okay, so some of these guys' status is unknown. Destroyed. We're okay, so here is the report form for our aircraft. I am making the following claim. This guy named, when I see it, I will, Herbert Tiny Tavers. Yep, that is who saw it. I believe we shot down an Albatross D2. It was hit and shot down. Done. Yep, claim completed. I only shot down 1 machine. Okay, got it. Continue on. And it is now a new day. All right, fantastic. Okay, my victory has been confirmed, so that is good. Fantastic. We have our first aerial victory in the campaign. Here is today's news. British troops advance slowly at high cost, and the U.S. Senate votes for war. President Wilson's war request has been passed by the Senate, 86 votes to 6. So the United States is entering the war. Okay, fantastic. Here is the campaign screen. I can show a bit of this off later. Active airmen, 12 out of 12. Number of pilots grounded, 1. I may have to look in the settings because I think some more of those guys died than actually did. There's no way they escaped getting shot down over there. But yeah, here we go. We can see the intelligence room here, and you can see the battle for Arras is underway here. This is our airfield back here. One other cool thing is we can see this after action report. I'm going to have it begin. Okay, we are assigned a Sopwith Pup, and we are going to play through. We can see we take off, loop around, and head out towards our objective. Looks like we hit Douai, and then we do this pattern here for a while, and this is where we get into our scrap. Robert Brown's guns hit an Albatross from Yasta 11. Let's continue on. We hit him again, and then we shoot him down. Perfect. And after that, we fly home. Here, okay, we were hit. Takes hits from entrenched German troops. Okay, these guys hit me at 961 feet away. One hell of a shot. Good work, guys. Well, they deserve that. They tore some holes in my right wing. I take some more hits by German troops. This guy shot me at 1,200 feet away. Okay, they keep blasting me. All right, lots of troops down there. Lots of small arms fire hitting me. Okay, I did not realize I was getting torn up. I thought I heard something, but my goodness. Okay, let's auto continue through this. So we take some hits and then head on home. Jeez, I did not realize that we were getting torn up that bad. Well, folks, that is going to do it for today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and comment, as it really does help out the channel, especially on the first video of a brand new series. Hopefully you all enjoyed this one. I know Wings over Flanders Fields is a bit different, a bit clunky, but still quite a bit of fun. Anyway, folks, this is Wolfpack345 signing off, and I will see you all on the next one.